Greetings, everybody. So I'm probably not gonna be on here too long. Um, but I felt guided to come on. I really don't know how to aim this. Like I just combine what I feel guided to. So let me, before I even get too far ahead of myself, let me make sure I can hear. The audio is okay. Let me just check to come on. I really. Oh yeah, okay. You can hear myself. It's pretty good. Okay. Happy Wednesday, by the way, y'all. Happy Mercury Day to you. Um, so I did want to come on and do something like a read, nonetheless, for those of you that are um spiritual workers of any kind, whether it's with your mind, your lips, your prayers, your visualizations, whether it's with herbs, whether it's with cards, whether it's working in medical, whether it's music, books, literature, what have you, cooking, comedy, clothing, whatever your healing modalities, your gifts are. Um, this is for you guys. So happy Hoodoo Heritage Month, by the way. Greetings, Tawanda. How are you, sis? Happy Wednesday to you. So yeah, I did feel a little bit of a pressure too. Uh, the shutdown, the whole thing with the shutdown in the U.S. I did want to lightly touch. I'm not probably gonna pull on it because like when I first heard about it and I sat down, I was kind of getting this energy of don't touch, just kind of leave it alone, like almost like because I know how I get. Kind of similar to when the pandemic happened, to not panic, like because I know how I am. I start thinking too deep into things. I start um creating scenarios in my mind, and I just didn't want to do that to myself. So, and I'm not, so we're not going to do that. So I just heard like basically to leave it alone, to not worry so much, because I was asking about things, I know like people have medical bills and things like that, and other, just worried about that whole thing. And I feel people really fear um, a government crash or just like chaos happening. And mind you, like if I get an urgency to talk about something, I'll feel it, or spirit will give me the download, or I'll even pick it up in my dreams to talk about certain things. Like if it's really something I need to like share, if it's urgent like that. But I just didn't feel that. I just really get this vibe like we really need to relax. And I pulled on it like the first time I pulled because I was like freaking out, like, oh my God, what does this mean? A little bit. These cards came out verbatim. A few days, take a deep breath. So like just relax. Okay. And easier said than done for those where their jobs are on the line, or maybe some have already lost their jobs. I do believe that um, you know, everything happens for a reason. And tough times really make you. They really do. Tough times really show you what you're made of, for real. Like it really um I'm not here to tell people not to be concerned or to not deal with the reality of things, but like what I do know is like tough times really do shape you, or they can break you. It depends on what you do with those. Because one thing I can say about like our ancestors, no matter what culture most of our ancestors come from, that they know how to make a way out of something. I do know that about my ancestors of any culture. They know how to make a way out of something, even in the worst of toughest situations. Our ancestors have been through things such as the Great Depression, way back, far back from that, the Great Depression. They've gone through Jim Crow, civil rights. They've gone through different recessions and things like that, civil wars, and they've made it through. So I know like some like millennials and Gen Z, or millennials and back, like um we're kind of accustomed to a comfortable lifestyle depending on what culture you come from or what part of the world you come from. Definitely American citizens kind of can tend to lean into the spoiled nature, be a little spoiled. not really seeing and going through much unless like you've grown up in tough conditions, or you know what it's like to live in a household maybe where you don't always got it like that, but nothing to the extent that maybe your ancestors have gone through. It's a possibility, right? Or the time that they've lived in, where some may have been okay in the midst of chaos, right? Or they knew how to make things work out for themselves in the midst of that. Some of them may have lost themselves, lost, passed on, whether it was due to sicknesses, whether it was due to wars, and whatever else may have happened. So I want y'all to pull into that strength energy, even if things land in a way that you feel is okay, and whenever that time will come, or if that possibility, not saying that this is completely a possibility, but if some way that they do happen to shift things in a way that makes us a little bit uncomfortable, some may not feel fully prepared right now. I do believe that if some of you guys have been in jobs or situations that you feel like have been unfair, that have not been good conditions, or for whatever reason, that this is a time for you to decide whether you want to return back, or how you want to go about it, or if it's something else that you're feeling called to do. Because I feel like definitely for those of you that are spiritual workers of any kind, you have any type of ability or gift, your services are going to be needed. And it doesn't have to be that you're going to charge people and things like that or make it a whole business. It's just, it's who you are. And I feel like you're going to be needed. People are going to need you. And it is going to be a time where people might worry, because we're in a social climate, a political climate that is, it's very touchy right now. People, it's a lot going on with race. It's a lot going on when it comes to citizenship and all this. There's a lot going on. Okay. um, People are afraid of their well-being, whether that's financially, job, livelihoods, their living situations, their medical, food, um, cost of living. If I didn't say that already, um, am I safe to walk down the street? Am I gonna get like snatched up? Is somebody I love gonna get snatched up? Like, these are things that, um, I feel like maybe stressful. You know, I feel the energy in the collective where it is heavy, where it's almost like this blur of energy. So sometimes we can lean into things that distract us to take us out of that intensity, but no more denying, ignoring things, like, but not fear mongering either, or putting yourself in a place of fear or worry, but more so in a place of solution minded. So I would encourage people regardless, because I do feel like there's a little bit of waning off of uh, the intense dependency. I'm speaking of, and this could definitely be global to an extent, and I feel like other countries are doing a really good job at expressing themselves as a people and not backing down. I feel like if only Americans could be like that a little bit, like, we not backing down, we're not going to take it. Is it Kiss? I think that's a Kiss song. Um, we're not taking it, or I don't know who's. It's a rock band. I hear it in my head. Like, when you get to that place where you're just not going to take it anymore, like, you're not just going to be okay with them saying, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to fix it. Then you sit back and twiddle your thumbs and you wait, or things will be good for a season, for a time, and then there's something else that pops off. It's like, when is it going to be enough? When are we going to get tired of it? But there definitely needs to be a solution minded energy, especially when it comes to your wellness and your health and things like that. I do believe that, um mm, I don't want to say this because I'm not going to say this out loud. Some of you, I'm not, yeah, just for protection purposes of people and things like that I'm picking up on. Like, if you have a gift, like a whole, like a nutrition, a gift in nutrition and health and wellness and medicine and things like that, protect that. I don't feel like that's something, I don't even know how to word it. Twisted sister. Okay. Thank you. That's a little bit beyond my time. So, um, yeah. So, if you have certain gifts and things like that, it may not be for the loud, this is what I do, It might be something that you need to keep sacred, you know. I do see midwives, but I feel like spirit saying like spiritual midwives, people that are um helping people to push through. Okay, helping people to push through the times that we're in. We're gonna need it. We're gonna need each other. And this is not fear mongering, because I don't know what this means. I'm just saying what I'm getting. But even if shit looks good on the surface, like, you have to depend on self, like, and community, in a sense of like not looking for sources of and entities and elites, people that don't really have your best interest and don't give a fuck about you as humans, as humanity, as a community, as a collective. They don't care. So regardless, and this is not about kumbaya, because let's keep it real, there's still going to be instances where people are, it's a split in energy, where some people are still stuck. People are stuck in toxic patterns, evilness, hatred, just sleeping, just want to be in this loop, this cycle. They want to be coddled. They want to stay where they are. They're not here for change. They're just dead cells of energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be a complete kumbaya moment, but it needs to be at least where people start to like tap in and wake up into their God-given abilities and gifts. And if spirit has been calling you to change the way that you eat, I've been saying this since, like, I don't know, 2019, maybe 2018, something about the food is, I've been saying this, like, food especially, because I do get like, there's a lot of different shifts that's going to happen with that, whether that's chemicals in the food and shit like that. I've seen some crazy shit allegedly for entertainment purposes. I seen this video on on social media recently where this woman was showing a video of people in a factory, like a food factory, creating eggs, like down to the white, down to the yolk, putting it in the egg, injecting it, and creating a substance that looks like eggs, and injecting it with calcium and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, the eggs, allegedly for entertainment purposes ain't even real? Like, for real? Really? Like, damn. I've been seeing these crazy ass fruits. I'm like, what the fuck is a cotton candy grape? And the shit tastes like candy. Like, it does taste like cotton candy. Hey, Ro, how are you? Happy Wednesday. Good evening to you. It's crazy. I'm like, and then one day, like, I ordered, I think I showed it to you guys. I don't remember. It was like a month ago or so. I ordered some green grapes, right? From a grocery delivery app. And I put, like, if they don't have this specific grape, like, give me a purple grape or something like that. And they showed up with I seen the green in the bag, and I opened it. I'm like, this looked like some peppers or something. And then I opened it, and what was it called? The fuck was it called? It was some odd shape, but it had a name. I can't remember what it was called, but it was shaped like a pepper. And I'm like, it tastes like a green grape. Like, the texture and everything was the same. It was just shaped funny, and all of them were like that. It was called a certain type of grape. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like, what are y'all creating, like, over there? And I've been saying this about shrimp too. I told my mom, I'm like, going to these seafood bag boil, whatever you call it, it's called seafood boil places, and the shrimp be tasting like paper. And I'm like, that's imitation. Like, I didn't know there was such a thing of it, but I'm like, there's imitation crabs and stuff like that, imitation lobster meat and shit. I'm sure there's imitation shrimp. So when they called them re-shrimp, or they recalled the shrimps at Walmart, I was like, okay, something with that. But yeah, those shrimps look weird. It looks like the skin is painted on or something. Like, it's a film. Like, they just put some film over some meat shaped like a shrimp, put a tail on it, because it just tastes just weird. Like, the texture was weird. The cotton candy grape is supposedly a crossbred of two different types of grapes. I don't know, girl. They be saying that, but I don't know. Like, it tastes like cotton candy, and you're like, okay, but it's just still weird. They got, like, different types of this and that, and you're just like, is any of this real and good for you at all? Especially the organic food. So if you have the ability, to grow your own, no matter if you're living in an apartment or a condo or something where there's no gardens or you don't have a backyard, they have indoor plant devices where you can grow your own fruit and vegetables that way. Um, Ew. Where they was making rice from, oh yeah, I remember, yeah, the plastic rice, allegedly. I seen that video too. Because minute rice, you ain't gonna tell me that ain't no like easy bake oven toy version of rice. So I'm just saying something about the food. And I don't know about the whole food shortage thing. I mean, there might be something to that as well, but I more so feel like for health reasons, you want to, I would encourage this, okay? Um, to, you know, be careful what you eat. Okay. Fast food and stuff, I already like, it's hard to turn down some stuff sometimes. Like, if you're smelling good, okay, the Popeyes, the French fries from McDonald's. I know like there's controversy around them, and their food and things like that. Them fucking French fries every now and then be smelling good. I don't fuck with the nuggets. I'm scared of the nuggets. I will not eat that. But one of my friends sent me this post about how they've found like a percentage of human feces and human DNA and like fast food. And I'm just really utterly disgusted by that, because that means motherfuckers ain't washing their hands and shit. They're not wearing gloves. In some places, they don't even require them to wear gloves or handle certain food with gloves. So that in itself is just like, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. Um, so for your wellness, child, it's best that you, if you can find some stuff where the eggs is popping out of the animal and it's not coming from somebody in a lab, shooting up some jelly and saying this is an egg just because it jiggles a little. So you want to be careful with that, you know. Um, you know, we gotta just like use your discernment if something don't feel right, because some food, like some stuff, like my body will reject it. I'll eat something and I'll taste it and I'll be like, ew. Or like sometimes like meat will smell stank to me, like it'll have this smell of funk and death and like ass smell to it. Like I remember one time, this is when I was fasting. I was fasting. I was only eating smoothies at that time. Like I was just eating. I was only drinking smoothies at that time. It was like for a week. That's all I felt guided to consume at that time. Water and smoothies. And then I remember when I was cooking dinner one night, and I think my mom, my aunt were in the kitchen. Like, yeah, I was grounding up the meat to make. I don't remember what the fuck we were making. It was like some type of Mexican dish or something. I just remember that smell. Like, and it wasn't bad meat. It was new, right? Nothing different about it. It looks just like any other package of ground beef. When you cook it, the color was like that red color. And I'm like pushing through it, and like the heat was making it stank more. I'm like, am I tripping? And I was asking them, I'm like, do y'all smell that? They're like, you always smelling something. And it's like I have a strong sense of smell. But that, it just smelled nasty, like death or something. I don't know how to explain it. And it smelled like booty. like like steak ass, really. And I was just like, this is disgusting. I don't know what that was. Maybe it's the energy of the meat, but I just was not feeling it. I could not eat it. Nobody else smelled what I smelled, but I think it's because I was cleansing. I was like, I can't eat that. It felt nasty to me to eat it, the thought of eating it. And I remember I bit into a sausage the other day, or not the other day, probably like a week or so ago. I almost vomited. It was like just nasty, like it was gross. So I couldn't eat the shit. I couldn't eat it. So if your body is rejecting certain things, it might be that your body's telling you we don't want that right now, or we just don't want that. Listen to it. I'm like not even gonna lie nowadays. Like I'm scared to order food offline because you don't know what the fuck's going on, and people handling your food. Not everybody's ethical. Some people just don't care. They just want to get the orders out. They whatever. Just they don't care. You know. And then whoever's delivering it to you, you got to have faith that that person is not going to tamper with your food for whatever reason, or the car is not dirty or nasty or whatever. You just don't know. Do they drop something and put it back in the bag or something? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have to uh, discern if you can about what you're putting in your body and what you're eating for the most part. Um, and mind you, like I definitely could eat better. This is not like chastising anybody because there's things that I eat still that's probably not the best. Like certain food that I like to eat that's not the best. But I do love fruits and vegetables. That's one thing. Like if I had to just eat that, I could. To throw in a little bit of flavor in there, throw some sushi on the side for me. Okay. If I can get anything in, give me some sushi and I'll be happy. I'll be good with that. If that's the only thing I can have is like fruits and vegetables and then throw in some sushi, I'll be happy. Thank you. But yeah, no. With some real rice around that mug and some real seafood that's not contaminated. Even that's scary because the oceans, they be doing a lot of stuff to the ocean, and you hope to God that there's nothing wrong with the fish that you get either. So it's just what the fuck, you know? Human life, man, animal life, environmental life, damn, is a mug. But let's get into the reading. I went off on a tangent a little bit, kind of. So yeah, I implore everyone to work their magic and whatever magic that is. Now, it doesn't have to be like what you're taught magic is, but like what is magical within you? What is your gifts? What is your what you are gifted and skilled in that is helpful, that gives back? And it could be the way that you care for children. It could be the way, like, you know, that you cook. Like I said earlier, there's different things. Your knowledge is needed, your expertise is needed. And I do believe it's scary to not have a job and stuff like that. We've all been there where we're worried about, or maybe not everyone's been there, but for those of you that have been in a position where you're worried about finding a job, or you just lost a job, or you got laid off without notice, or something has happened, right? Thank you, Ro. I appreciate it. I know sometimes like some people probably they don't mind it because you know we're going somewhere with it, and then some people are just like this bitch talks too much. Especially if you're just here for me to pull cards, then it's just like you just lose all interest. But I mean, it's a message within a message. So hey, you know, I always say that it's a message within a message, not always about the cards. Um, but yeah, no. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. I don't even remember what I was gonna say. But you know, yeah, the unemployment thing. So losing jobs. So if you are a government worker or you're not being paid right now to work, it is a scary time. And I'm sure they have like packages and things like that that you could utilize, or pay time off and things like that. But like the future and like how you're gonna make it out. Some of you, I guarantee you have some sort of um gifts and things like that that you're called to. It's like your time, or this is a time to figure out uh where you really want to place your time and your energy, or where you like it could be opening the door for a better opportunity or job, but it's almost like an opportunity to figure out which way you're going or where you want to go type of energy. um and some of you guys, you've been working your ass off, like your energy, you're not getting paid what you're worth. You've been giving too much of your energy. You're working in environments that don't really give a damn about people, right? You're working with some heavy things and stuff like that, and you care about the people. I'm getting like post office workers too. Post office workers, for the most part, like I come across a lot of friendly ones. I can't say that all of them are that way, but I can genuinely tell which ones love their job. But there's certain things where I feel like people smile and stuff, and they have a good character about them, and they try to, you know, keep a smile on their face even if they're stressed out or they're overworked. And I just get this feeling that this is a time of rest. In a rest, in a sense of not saying like don't be proactive in a way, but don't over stress yourself or your body. Like this is a time for you to decompress, your energy, and maybe even figure out if there's something else that's calling to you. Does that make sense? Or calling out for you, regardless of wherever. And if you haven't recently got laid off or fired, or you're not a governmental worker that's going through, the shift, you could still just be in a place where you're not sure where you want to, go in life right now, or place your time and your energy, or you could be unemployed, or you're trying to figure out like if where you are in your job or your career is where you want to be. And I feel like this is an energy where, like, especially with that Aries full moon that we just had, child, like, to be true to be true to yourself. What is that saying? To thine own self be true, I think is the phrase. I could be wrong, but something along the lines of that. Like, if you can't keep it real with anyone, keep it real with yourself. You know, time of self-reflecting. Aries deals with the first house, the self. And it deals with Mars, the planet of war. Okay. Sometimes we could be at war with ourselves, or that warring with ourselves could actually be a good thing sometimes, like wrestling with parts of yourself, because as you're shedding, because I feel like this is definitely, yeah, we're in fall season, things are falling away, but also we're in the year of the nine completion. We're also in the year of the Chinese zodiac, the snake. So it's so much metaphoric energy around shedding and endings and clearing, so much energy around that. So to honor yourself in a sense of like not selfishness, but for you to show up for yourself and how you're going to show up, it does require some level of shedding. So of course it only makes sense that people, places, and things are closing out in your life, or to a certain capacity or degree, there's endings happening. If we can look at it from a place where it's not like this detrimental thing, or it's, oh, this is so terrible, and why, and look at the opportunity as for what it's shifting in you, right? Is it leading to more independence and less dependency on something that no longer serves you, or maybe never did? Or is it helping you to redirect or give you space to align? One thing about Aries energy, it is self-motivated energy. It is about self. It is about ambition. So this is definitely fire starter energy that starts within self. I'm seeing in my mind's eye, the best way I can describe this, it looks like the Ace of Wands in my eye, like my first instinct, like what if I was to pull cards, it would be the Ace of Wands that I'm sensing. You have to be that initial fire starter within you. Like whatever changes, whatever, it starts with self. And then I'm also seeing like a Knight of Wands energy too, like forward movement. And it takes a little bit of courage and bravery too with that. So, not everybody's on board because it's comfortable to stay the same, even if it's uncomfortable. Like sometimes, like, you'll be in an environment or situation that doesn't feel good, know that is not right for you, but because you've been there so long, it's like you're comfortable and you're complacent. And that worries me a little bit because, like, there's times where, like, I've gotten to a place where I'm mindful of how I could block myself and like question that, because there is possibilities where we could think that we're supposed to be doing or be in a certain space, or, oh, I'm okay, oh, this is just what it is. And you just kind of fall back and lay back and become a little complacent or a little bit lazy, to where you're not even seeing that you're the cause of your blockages, or that you could be the cause of your own stagnancy. And we can like run in this circle of biting our own tail, and we're not making progress even though we think that we are, right? Or that this is just what it is, this is where we're supposed to be. Oh, this just ain't my season, or just not the time, or, oh, I'm just not ready, or, there's nothing else I could do, type of thing. And then kind of this, and that's a very tricky energy. It's a very deceptive energy to be in under, like, so no, I feel like this energy, if anything, it is a fire starter to, how do I word it? Because it's kind of like this energy that it's meant to encourage and inspire us to be self-motivated in places where maybe we've been complacent and maybe dependent upon, right? um or to say no more of this. Again, going back to that song I was hearing, that old song, we're not going to take it, we're not going to take it. I don't know if that will ever happen like anytime soon in our lifetime, where we come together like other countries have and just go against like the system, in a sense of like, we're not taking no for an answer. We're just not going to just be complacent and just take what you give us, or let you take away things. Like, it's you got to fight for something, right? And I just don't feel like it's easy to like protest, and yes, it's good to protest to an extent and be peaceful with it, because even if you are peaceful, like, yeah, there's propaganda and certain agendas and things like that up against people that are really just protesting in peace and things like that. But to really like be about it, it's so much fear, I feel like, in the American people too, because of, propaganda to keep you complacent and not speak up or say anything. Like, be careful, you can't. um you know what, I'm gonna stop there. We're not gonna do that, because I'm not gonna go there. No, we're not gonna go there. I'm gonna do speaking of America, I'm gonna do a Destiny Swap reading about America. It's probably gonna be on my Patreon and my members only on here, because I don't feel like that's something that I should just release to just everyone, because I don't want to attract certain type of people and audiences, because it might be too hot to handle. Okay, I don't think that everybody deserves me in on that. I don't feel like they have the open mind nor open heart to even engage in that type of conversation, or let alone the theory of that. So we're not going to invite everybody to the cookout. Okay, so if you are a member, it's because you genuinely like, because I do have a members only, so I will most likely post it on there in my Patreon, but I'm just not going to just put that out there for everybody. We're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. So, all right. So let's tap in. Like, let's see any more messages in regards to how to work your big one, how to use your spiritual gifts, or just your gifts on the inside of you, what you've been called to at this time or any time that you feel ready. Okay. So shout out to the Hoodoo Heritage Month people. Shout out to y'all, our ancestors before us, those that are magical, of the Hoodoo community, the Hoodoo family that works their magic, that keeps their traditions, what have you, whatever type of roots work. Okay, your gifts. Let's tap in. Let's see. All right. Let's see. What is the message, spirits? Our angels, our ancestors who lovingly guide us, those who were of the works of the Hoodoo, the root work, the conjure, the folk magic, shamans, those that were gifted ones. Ooh, okay. Now he fell, he flew on my coconut candle. He didn't put it out. Father Sims. Interesting. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Let's see. Son of Baskets, which is, so he's the Temperance, and the Son of Baskets is the Page of Cups in this deck. The Two of Baskets, which is the Two of Cups. Okay, I'm gonna keep shuffling, but let's start with these three cards. So Father Sims being the Temperance card in this deck, I feel that some of you guys, like, your roots, not all, but some of you may literally come from your father's side of the family. Um, it could be mm, maybe some, but not all. I am getting some sort of West African descent, and it could be on your father's side, your paternal side. Yeah. Mm, wow. So you have the crow and the black eyed peas. Okay. So yeah, I feel like your ancestors, they traveled. Um, Travel to wherever they are, wherever you on the where you are in the world. Your family traveled there, they migrated there. Um, there could have been a lack because the crow says dashed hopes and mornings, but the Black Eyed Peas card says wealth and prosperity. So it was like they left from a space where there was lack, mourning, maybe due to someone's death, they had to move, or someone was dying in another state or city or country, maybe even, and they migrated and moved there. But there's some sort of blessings or prosperity. Definitely your ancestors, for sure, they were prophets. They may have also came up in life where they came from nothing and they rose to something. That's kind of the vibe I get from this. Okay. Or more than what they started out with. I feel like as a child, they they may have not had much and they came up. Okay. So this could be grandparents for some of you, regardless of the background, ancestry. I mean, if this resonates, it resonates. Okay. Um, I keep hearing the word fire starter. I keep hearing that. I don't know why I keep hearing that. Fire starter. Okay. I'm hearing two things. Or I'm hearing Alabama to Mississippi. So that could be very specific for some of you, not everyone. But I heard Alabama to Mississippi, like maybe someone migrated from one to the other. You have a gift. You have this gift of either it's a healing gift. Um, some of you literally maybe cooks, or you have a particular um, connection and maybe even knowledge, or you're studying something about herbs and plants. So you could be a plant owner, you could have a garden, you could be just studying and learning about herbs and um, plants, things like that. And this comes from your ancestors because I feel like a lot of them had to work in fields with like plants and things like that. Um, pull, yeah, getting like fruits and vegetables, mainly like working with vegetables and plants and things like that. Their parents could have had gardens. The kids had to learn how to tend to it. Yeah, like the children would need to, like, the parents would teach them, like maybe on Saturday mornings or something like that, we all go out to the garden. If they had a really big land, I'm gonna show you how to chop this or how to do that. They may have even had farms. So your connection to that, it comes from your ancestors. They knew a little bit about that, and they may even call you to certain plants, to grow certain plants, herbs, flowers, or to work with certain herbs and flowers, or to keep certain plants in your home or something. Like there's something with that. Hmm. Your one of your biggest lessons in life is connected to love, um, partnership, or healthy dynamics. Your This feels like grandparents or great grandparents. It's like a grandparent and then their parents, or I'm hearing like his parents. So like a grandfather and then his parents. They had a love like nothing else. That's what I'm hearing. Like they had a beautiful relationship. They really genuinely loved each other, and they went through the toughest and roughest things together in life, or they've gone through some tough. That's why I'm saying, like, you got to pull that out of you, like that energy, those survival instincts that your ancestors had, because they have gone through in their lifetime, different shifts that have happened globally or different things that happened in their life where they made it through, and it's like they kept a heart about them, or they were able to accumulate and bring in. So they knew how to work with what they had. So I'm getting, for you, it's like if you've been through some tough relationships, did not have that beautiful example of your own of what a healthy, beautiful relationship looks like. You've been through abusive relationships, trigger warning, people that are just, not the best for you. The lesson with that, because you are meant to have that, and I feel um, your fruits and their fruits come together. They have to come. And I'm hearing the fruits of the spirit specifically, not literally fruits, but fruits of the spirit, the person's character, showing approved of the type of person that they are. Not literally, oh, because I got money, or because I'm beautiful, or because I'm handsome, I'm 6'2", I got a slim waist and a big butt, some shit like that, like goofy shit. It's deeper than that. You know what I mean? It's deeper than, it's skin deep. Let's see what else. Now you got Daughter of Baskets, which I believe is the Knight of Cups in this deck. The Three of Sticks. You may sometimes like carry the weight of, it could be things that your parents, and maybe a little bit back, like grandparents, certain things, excuse me, that they struggle with, like you're working through those things. And I feel like it could be a wide range of things, because all of you, it's not going to be that specific, so it's going to be different for each and every one of you. But it's like certain things that they never worked through, didn't heal, maybe even placed on you, or it's like a generational pattern, like they just carry it down to each generation type of thing. hmm You feel like your path is not clear. It's almost like it's cloaked. But I feel like there is some hedge of protection over your future, like certain things you're not meant to see or know right away, or it might be there's a time for revealing certain things. So if you feel kind of like, okay, what's next, or you feel like you're anticipating something, um, your ancestors live by the water, or they had access to big bodies of water, whether that was oceans, rivers, creeks, bayous, or some sort. They were close to the water, and they were nearby it often, or they even worked in it, they cleansed in it, they washed their vegetables or something in it, or fruit or something with that. um yeah, I feel like there's a just some sort of protection over the full scope of your path. Like it's hidden for a reason, and I feel like it's teaching you, because I feel like a part of you, you sense something is like, it's supposed to be something, like I sense, it's like you could feel it, but you just don't have the full scope or picture, or it's like you're in this waiting phase type energy. You feel like you're on a journey to nowhere, or you feel like you're on this journey and you're just like, okay, where is this leading me type of thing. I know it's somewhere, I know it's something, but what? Grandchildren, I'm telling you. Yes, this is like grandparents and great grandparents energy that's coming up really strongly. But your grandparents, they're they're the ones that keep you. You might have been a child that a grandparent spent a lot of time on, or had a great concern about. Not that they loved you more than their other grandchildren, but they may have felt guided to steward you, focus on you a bit more. um and if you didn't grow up with your grandparents or know them, or one of them, at least one grandparent, it's like their energy is around you. This reminds this flower, I think this is an orchid, or it could be a lily. It reminds me That's funny. My great grandmother's name is Lily. That's funny. Um, you guys have a connection. It feels like Moana, like that scene in Moana where the first movie where she was a baby and she walked off and she walked into the ocean and it opened up to her and it like covered her and she was like watching the animal, like the sea creatures and stuff. It's kind of giving me that, like there's something that you're called to as a child, and there's this protective energy around it, um and around you. Sometimes I feel like you resist this part of yourself, you tell yourself it's not, or some of you may have seemingly forgot something as a child. There's something about your childhood that imprints a lot of who you are, because when you're in your baby state, you're the most pure and most authentic to you because you haven't been conditioned. Hey sis, how are you? You haven't been conditioned as a child yet, right? So you're pure, you're authentic, you don't give a fuck. You're just doing you. Um, I don't know, like the I think I shared this a long time ago where Walu even came from, the name Walu. My mom and my grandma, they tell the story all the time. Like my aunties, like they make fun of me. But like when I was a little kid, I guess like a toddler age, I wouldn't remember this, but they would say that I would talk to the sky, I would talk to plants, I would talk to different things, and I would be talking in my baby gibberish. They didn't know what I was saying. And with flowers, I used to call them walus. According to them, that's what I, when I was talking to flowers, I would refer to them as walus. So as I got older, that would be just like a nickname. I would call myself like the Walu child, like flower child. But when I researched it a little bit more and like tapped into it, it means something completely different, but also it means a lot. And the viewership number just reaffirmed that. Yeah, there's something with that. As a child, right, there's something that you're in your pure state of self. It's something about like you enjoyed something. You could have loved airplanes or toy airplanes. You could have loved playing nurse. You could have loved a guitar, play piano, or you used to sing on a microphone box. Like there's, and it might not just be one thing, because I feel like um you could have been drawn to multiple things or just had something about your character that stood out, and spirit saying that is your call. And you may have not remembered that, but those around you, like maybe a grandparent or people telling you like, hey, when you were a little kid, you used to love this toy airplane, you wouldn't put it down, you loved airplanes, and maybe you have a call for aviation or something, or maybe that's a metaphor that your purpose is international or something, you know what I'm saying? Like there's something deep to that, something deeper with that. Yeah, there's something to that. Cause like there's times where I'll look back and I'll be like, when my mom would tell me like, when you were a baby, you used to just talk in this baby language, is gibberish, and it looks like you were preaching. And I'm like, well, that makes sense, because when I talk, sometimes I'm like, am I like doing too much? Am I like too preachy sometimes? Like it just makes sense a little bit. Like I get it. Like some shit never changes. Like, but she said I would like look like I was having a sermon, and I would be talking to the sky. I would talk to different things in nature, sometimes talk to lamps and shit, and I would think to myself, am I really talking to a lamp, or am I talking to some a being or something? You never know, right? But I don't remember that shit. I was too little to remember that. um but there's certain things I feel like that you'll be recalled back to, or someone might recall it back to you, and for whatever reason you might in your everyday life kind of overlook the significance of how that plays out for you, or what who you are as a person, or maybe what your gifts are, where your talents lie. Like God inherited things about you, your energy signature, your essence. And I feel like one of your greatest spiritual allies definitely is a grandparent and maybe even a grandfather specifically, but I'm going to ask that. Okay, Two of Pentacles. And then look at that in the back, that ocean wave. And it looks like it's an open space, like it's not even fully enclosed. So there could be something to the Moana thing that might resonate with some of you. Um, um, I send you hugs, sis. Yeah. Big cyber hugs and anyone else who needs it. Comfort and peace and healing. Peace and understanding for whatever it is that you're going through, and to know a presence lets you know that you're not by yourself, or it be someone in your physical presence, whether it be a stranger or someone you know that lets you know that they care, that you're not by yourself. Remind you that you're loved, that you're taken care of. An energy that gently pushes you forward. Ashe. Okay. So with the Two of Pentacles, as your spiritual ally, because that's what I wanted to know, it does feel like a grandfather energy. This looks like an older man. And they're funny. They might be a little bit playful, or they were someone that was well liked, jovial type of vibe. Um, they could have been a young man, 30s, 40s, like around 30 years old, 40 years old, around the 20s. I feel like they lived through the Great Depression. They were a working person around that time. And I feel like they were well liked. They didn't really struggle, even when, that's why, okay, I see why they're like, you need to fuck with me because let me tell you how to work through. Okay, I get it. Okay. Some of your ancestors may be from New York, Philly, Chicago, St. Louis, I heard too. Some of them, not everyone's ancestors, but that's coming through. I heard the Lou for sure. Okay. Okay. Um, but no, I feel like this is an ancestor that even if they were going through the Great Depression or something was going on in their time with the structure of like the economic climate at the time, they were good. They kept customers. I'm hearing they had something like a store or their own little something that people would come to them. And in some instances, it felt like word of mouth, like people would come to them. They knew that they had a specific type of what's the right word I'm looking for? They were good at they might have had one or two. I'm hearing like laundry mats, maybe some with laundry. Yeah, something with laundry or what's the right word I'm looking for? Oh my God, I want to say sewing, but it's not that. That's not the right term for it. Oh my God, I feel the word. Like I hate when I know like what it is, but it's not coming to me. Oh my gosh, it's not sewing. It's not stitching. What the fuck is it? It's gonna drive me crazy. Something like tailoring. Okay, maybe that's the right word. Tailor, like something with tailoring clothes. Maybe something with clothes. They might have known like their wife could have been good at something too. Like they kept they kept their money flow going, and like people like their personality. They're like a neighborhood friendly type of guy. Um, so people trusted them. Um, they knew that this person wasn't going to swindle them, play them out their money or something. It's like they trusted this. I feel like it's a grandfather, but some of you, it could be a great grandfather. This is your spiritual ally, and maybe the one that's present for you to like work with. So you have division and lessening with the axe. So this is a time, like I said, and this number 14, just like the temperance. Father Sims is the temperance card, and he has his gardening tool that snips things, the axe. So this is an encouragement that this is a time of cutting away. This is a time to axe out what is necessary. Um, and furthermore, something with maybe literally Sagittarius season, because temperance does rule Sagittarius, or this grandfather, um, or great grandfather, what may have been a Sagittarius, because that kind of makes sense. I know the Two of Pentacles is a Capricorn energy, but it kind of makes sense to like the nature. Like sometimes Sagittarians can be like the funny ones, you know, or just like the friendly people, the ones that can get along with pretty much anybody. So they could have been, even if there was like segregation and stuff that, you know, they had to deal with that, they were still able to connect with different types of people. It didn't matter. You know, people just fucked with him. So something with your gifts is really connected to herbal magic, maybe. Um, yeah, working with the roots, working with herbs and things of the earth. You literally could be called to like have your own garden or work with someone, or you're learning something about that. That is, there's some connection to this. Fuck out, girl. Get the fuck out of here, child. Get out of here with that spirit. Y'all saw me shuffle, right? Get the fuck out of here. The cards don't lie. It's just horrible. It's so horrible. Like sometimes I still to this day just be like geeked, like that, you know, that it happens. Just be like, okay, we said it. Here you go, spirit. Or like spirit, like here you go. What did I say? And I'm like, okay. No, but it says use nature's gifts, find healing and magic in the earth. Exactly. Exactly. So that's your remedy. That's your magic. It's in herbs. It may not be the only modality or gift but you have a specific call to that. Especially if you like good with the kitchens, you good with coming up with teas, you know how to like whip something together, throw like what kind of herbs to throw up in that, okay? Soups and things like that, maybe even making your own like cough syrups, um, some sort of healing or medicine, maybe even like some of you guys know how to make your own hair oils and greases, or hair shampoos and washes. um I've been sitting on this. I want to make a specific shampoo, but not for every like often uses, more so for spiritual cleansing purposes. So I'll let y'all know, but I'm kind of like on the fence of that, because you got to be mindful of like, I probably won't sell it or anything. I'll probably just put it out there, like if you're guided, and make sure that it's nothing that you're allergic to. And it's again, be mindful. It's not for use often, okay, frequent uses. It's just for spiritual cleansing purposes. So I thought about that, because I've always encouraged to do like a head wash when you're guided, but like in a shampoo form, like that's what I had in mind. So it could be something like that. It could be like I said, just like healing things, sprays, sprays and like mist with herbs, with different intentions, whether it's to like bring peace in your space, your home, your office, your car, whether it's for sprays for protection, cleansing, things like that. But there's something with your gifts and herbs for some of you. I feel like for majority of you, but let's pull some more, because that might not be for everyone. But that's what I was picking up intuitively, and it came out. So hey, let's see. What other remedies, practices? Because this is going to not just benefit you, but it's for the community in some kind of way. Don't know exactly like how, but you'll know. Spell book. So some of you guys might be guided. Like if you're someone, I would encourage you to do this. If you can find a book, like a book of spells, something like that, the clear book to pass down, if you about that life, I would encourage that, because I feel like some of our ancestors, they were word of mouth. They would, some of them would have maybe recipes and stuff that they passed down, like cookbooks and stuff. That's a real big tradition, and like, our old school generations, like they would keep cookbooks with their recipes in it, and it was like a big secret. Don't share Big Mama's this and that. Don't share, my seasoning recipe, blah 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 blah, right? But spell books, I feel like if you are that big mama, that big papa, that or auntie, you want to pass this down, or uncle or whatever, you want to be that one to pass that down. Start putting, because some of you have your own works that you do. Like you might have traditions that you keep, things like that, or you have your own twist, or you come up with your own stuff. I have a small baby, but shoot, I'm gonna make it big. Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger one day. So if you have your own book of shadows that you could put your stuff in, like your magic work. I'm not gonna show you all of it, but it's my road opener. If you have like a little book where you could put your stuff in it, yeah, because you're gonna pass that mug down, child. Okay, it might be a nice big thick book. I know the house of what's it called? The house of, what the fuck is that place called? It's very popular. Damn it. The House of Intuition. That's what I was about to say, the House of Hoodoo. It's the House of Intuition. They have like these book of spells. And one of my family members, when we went to go visit in LA, she bought a big, it looks like Hocus Pocus style. This shit is big. It's this, like, I don't even, like, the width of it is almost as big as, like, or the length is almost as big as my table, and the width is pretty thick. It's a big ass book. It's big. So like if you trying to get down like that, like you got stuff for days, or you want to leave it to where maybe your future children or someone that you pass that down to wants to add into that as a family tradition, maybe that's what it's for. But if you're guided to that, there's something about community. It's for the community. All of this is for the community. It's not just for self. In some kind of way that you're guided to share it. It benefits, it helps, it heals, it grounds, it awakens, it connects. Okay. Intuition tonic. Trust your instincts, let your inner voice guide you. So whatever you curate, it's all intuitive. It's what you divinely feel called to do. So yes, traditions and customs, like, they are to be honored. And sometimes we do create our own. So like whatever you feel guided, it might sound crazy. Like, I don't know, I just feel guided to grab some catnip and this and that. And I bet you if you look up the herbs, why you're drawn to certain herbs, you'll know what you're being called to, like, put it together for. It will come together, because that will happen sometimes. Or you'll just look up, okay, I feel like because it could be something with like oils and waters, elixirs, anointing, like spiritual waters and stuff like that. Like, traditionally a lot of spiritual workers cleanse and work and stuff like that, put this on their altar spaces, Florida water. But I make my own. A lot of people make their own. I make my own, and I also make other altar waters. Like, this is my Siren water that I made for my altar, and I just put what I was guided to put in it, and blessed it, and all of that. Did all of that on it. So it could be something similar to that. Or some of you guys are good at maybe even creating like spiritual bath kits for people. That could be something that you're going to be guided to do. Put it in some sort of jars or something. Um, or anointing oils, like I said, or certain spiritual waters. You're going to be guided to gather. And there's something, and I'm glad I caught it, because this looks like a pumpkin to me right here. Some of you, if you're called to, like, if you work with pumpkins, or you're someone that you're not afraid of like shadow beings and stuff like that, but you're very adamant about protecting your space in your home too. It doesn't have to be like something is literally coming to attack you, but just to ward off, especially around this season, around Halloween. It's not all just playing for fun. Like, there is dark energy that does linger and stuff like that. Get you a pumpkin. And the pumpkin is not just some cute little something, because pumpkins were really a tradition, if I'm not mistaken, that was used to ward off negative spirits. And I'm getting like to use it literally for that. So if you are like a spiritual mom, or even if you're not a mother, or you're just, for the fun of Halloween, you enjoy Halloween as well. But with that intention, Because I feel like light, when you magic, when you are in grief, when you're fed up and tired, is powerful. Magic when you're in a high vibration, you're excited, or you're just like, like you your vision is very clear, you're very inspired, you're sparked. But also when you're in your inner child energy, it's also very powerful. So if you tap into that inner child energy, maybe with your kids, to create a pumpkin and set it outside with the intention to ward off negativity. You could put something in the middle of it if you feel guided to, a prayer. You could stick some sort of write a petition or put it in there, carve something within it. Like, it could be its own thing, but I'm getting something with pumpkins for that purpose, that reason. Let's see if there's anything else. I'll pull from this deck. Okay. But I really feel really strongly that spell book is like something tradition to pass down. And if you have one, spirit to say like you on the right track, like your ancestors are all about that. And it could be passing it down is a big thing. Passing that down. Okay, you have the hurricane lap. I love this. Number one, it's giving Ace of Wands, but it says hurricane lap, preparedness, and inner light. So one way that your heritage, your lineage is wanting you to ensure that you honor and this work continues beyond you is like, be like us and prepare. Always be 10 steps ahead. You know, be prepared. Like the hurricane light, we have that hurricane lamp because we never know when we're going to have a hurricane. And that's symbolic. Does not have to be literal. For some of you, it's like you don't know when that storm is going to come, when that time is going to come, but nonetheless it's cleansing. And your light, your inner light, is your inner compass. That's your strength, that's your divine knowing, that is your aura, your essence, what makes you you, your divinity, right? And the scripture that comes to mind, and I always bring it up, but I love it, it's one of my favorite, it's Luke 8:16. I can't remember verbatim off the top of my tongue, but I'm a paraphrase, but no one hides a lamp under a dresser or a table or something like that. And basically like hiding your light and expecting it not to be seen. Like, why would you hide a lamp in such place, right? When it's meant to be seen. Seen not in a way of like, look at me, everybody, just being all out here, just being loose with it, but like not hiding your divinity in a sense of where it is needed, where it is to be shared. You know, it's meant to be seen for a reason, right? With wisdom, because that book beneath that lamp can represent like wisdom. It could represent, again, like standing on your tradition, standing on your magic, your legacy, what you leave behind. And it could be, for some of you, your spell book is not literally a spell book. It could literally be like a book or something that you're being called to work on, being guided to publish eventually one day. Your story, okay? Something about your story. So that is how you carry this legacy forth. Okay? That's how you honor your ancestors, okay? So yeah, you can always, like, I feel like a lot of you guys know um how to like work with ancestors, or like, you're still learning different ways. Like, I feel like it's really building a relationship and connection, just like with your spiritual gifts. Like, you have to build a connection with that. But I'm sure most of you know that when you do have like ancestor spaces and altars, you want to put out some sort of glass of water. Yeah, Luke 8:16. Yeah. No one lights a lamp and hides it in a clay jar, puts it under a bed. Instead, they put it on a stand for those who come and can see the light. Yes, that's what this card is giving. But yeah, so we're also like coming close into the Day of the Dead. So some of you guys already have your ancestor altars or your ofrendas. And then you want to like light some white candles or a white candle for them in honor of them. Some of them like specific things on the altar, so that comes with personal use of things that remind you of them, whether it's like their pictures, of course, if it's some sort of item of theirs that they liked and loved, or it could be like their what do you call it, their funeral. I can't think of off the top of my head. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not a pamphlet, but program. I think a funeral program or something like that. If they had one, something like that. Um, but yeah. So yeah, October is Hoodoo Heritage Month. So I just thought I honored it in my own way. So this is definitely a time to honor our ancestors, our roots, and for us that, honor those that do the work, that carried us through generations, that have done the work. So yeah, I just wanted to honor that, to connect you guys or help you to bridge that gap, or just different ways to tap in or maybe answer some questions maybe that were lying within. So, helping you connect with your gifts and such, the legacy that you're building, or to confirm that in some way, or even if it's like a piece of information. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, because this is something that I enjoy as well, and I connect with very deeply, and I feel everyone's traditions might be a little bit different. You're welcome, sis. I appreciate you for joining as well. Thank you for sharing the scripture in the chat too. Thank you. But yeah, so conjure is, this isn't just something that people just do, it's something that, you inherit and you keep it alive. Okay. So yeah, I appreciate y'all as always. If you guys want to get with me for a reading, I am available for bookings. All you got to do is go on my website. I do have an abundance of readings. So if you guys are not sure what reading fits you, what you're looking for, don't be shy. Reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to assist you. I do offer phone readings, 30-minute sessions, or 30-minute sessions, or hour sessions. I'm like having a brain fart. And also coaching sessions. I do have my Siren Code um, monthly or weekly container. So if it's up to you, a monthly container is just really that whole scope for that 1 month. So it's just one session, your choice, whether video chat or phone call. And then I have a weekly container, which is every weekly follow up. And it comes with an intuitive guidance, message, reading, also tapping in, decompressing, going through whatever it is that you are reconstructing, realigning, all those rereads. And also, too, you'll get a PDF file emailed to you with affirmations that are tailored specifically to you based off of our session, whether that's that 1 month or weekly follow-ups. Also, you'll have journal prompts and your own spiritual workings based off of you, your comfortability, where you're at, what you're looking forward to, what you're seeking to progress, or what have you, will go based off of that. It's all personalized. So that also is available on my website under my booking session, along with the phone sessions, coaching sessions that will be under booking. Now for audio recorded readings, that will be under my shop tab, along with my altar waters, some of my jewelry that I make, my decks. I'm probably going to put my decks back on sale pretty soon. I'll let you guys know sometime around maybe November, going into the holidays, for those of you that are interested. But any of those audio recorded readings are going to be under the shop tab of my website. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, don't be shy. Reach out to me if you're not sure what type of reading caters to you. I do offer emergency readings if you need a reading sooner, within 24 to 48 hours. I do offer emergency readings over the phone and on audio recorded options as well. Okay. So much love to you guys. Y'all be blessed out there. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining. Everyone that joined. Thank you for the likes, the love. Thank you to Wanda for moderating. I appreciate you. And y'all be safe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you guys tomorrow. Be blessed. Be safe. Peace.